Coach, start us off. Initial thoughts on the game.
Yeah, Southern India is a really, really great program. Are we happy they joined the league? I'm not so sure, but they're very well coached. And we talk about Title IX, and their head coach, Rick Stein, is a huge advocate, trailblazer for women in sports. So I just want to mention that because that's why these programs are so successful, period. And just this competitiveness we've had amongst each other for the last now 6 years, coming from the GLVC and now being in the OVC together, and obviously his whole staff just doing a great job with them. But so proud of our group for their resiliency, their ability to fight back after a really tough one on the road at their place a few weeks ago. I'm really proud of this one sitting right next to me. That's why she's here by herself, because she earned this moment right here, and so I can't emphasize that enough. Just awesome. And I'm not going to cry, but I could cry.
Why are you getting emotional?
I love this moment for her, so.
Mikayla, you stepped up big when some of your forwards got in foul trouble in the game. 12 rebounds, 7 assists, going 8 of 8 at the line. Talk a little bit about your performance today.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna give this one to Ariel. We had a talk this week. I haven't been playing my best. That's kind of been a roller coaster year for me, but we talked earlier this week, and she changed perspective for me. So she wasn't here, and this was for her.
Awesome, Coach. I know you brought up Title IX. How has that impacted you? I'm sure I know it has in a big way. You and your family.
Yeah, it's been every opportunity I've ever been able to be a part of. And it started when we were young, as little kids, playing in the backyard and having the ability to go and transition onto basketball teams. And growing up, my sister and I, we played on boys teams. We played on boys baseball teams, because there was a lack of opportunity for girls. And so for us to now be in a position where we have so many more opportunities, and still I think a ways to go in terms of, getting things a little bit more equal, but all around, I think that's been a part of my life every day. It's been a part of our women's basketball student athletes' lives every day. They don't realize it, but they wouldn't be here if it wasn't for so many individuals that have paved the way, have been trailblazers for our game, and just women's equality in general. And it hasn't just been females that have been at the forefront of that. There's been a lot of males that have been huge advocates. I've been blessed and lucky enough to be coached by many of them. And so, my mother was a huge and impactful person when it came to, just working, getting opportunity. It's a great moment to be here, to be sitting here, and you do all this hard work, and Kid mentioned it, like being a difference maker and making a difference. You go through life, and I think you don't have a plethora of these moments, but when they come, it's like, it's so awesome, and you want to experience it again and again and again. So we said this in the locker room, we got to take this feeling and remember this feeling right here.
Coach, I know we talked a lot about balance. You had 4 people in double figures today. Julie double-double, Molly tying career high 18 points again, and Sophie and Mikayla. Can you just talk a little bit about their performances?
Yeah, sharing the basketball too. We had 19 assists. There's not very many games where we have 18, 17 plus assists and we don't come out on top. So it's just about sharing the ball, running offense, not being afraid. There's going to be moments where someone has to take over, take over part of a play. I think she had a great example of that, kind of in some action we were running for her. So, that sharing of the basketball gets you to a place of multiple people in double figures. So, again, just so proud of our group.
Mikayla, 3 in a row now. You guys have won. Playing USI last time, not the best game, down by 20. You guys come in here today and you guys really flip the switch against them. What's the overall vibe in the locker room like, just coming off 3 in a row and then beating this USI team?
I think we're not the same team we were when we played them at the beginning of January. I think now we are putting the pieces together, and I think it shows on the court. We're a lot more energetic and having a lot more fun. And so it shows because we're having a lot more fun on the court and a lot more fun in the locker room.
And you guys had a really hard non-conference schedule. I mean, nobody's going to lie about that. Were there ever times where, you maybe thought, the sink is shipping, or ship is sinking, or has it always been, we're going to get through this tough schedule and we're going to show up in the OVC?
I think a little bit of both. For some of the people that, because we have a lot of new people, we have a lot of transfers, some of the people that never played in the OVC, they were kind of like, oh, this is really tough, it's really tough. But like me, Julie, Sophie, like we knew like this is tough right now, but like when we get to OVC, we're gonna be prepared. And like none of the teams we're facing, like in the non-conference, are gonna be like any of the teams in OVC. Like we're gonna be way prepared compared to the teams that the OVC, other teams are playing, because none of the teams in the OVC were playing the teams we were playing. So like a little bit of both, but like the people that knew how the OVC looked, we knew like we were gonna be okay.
Coach, similar question for you. How have you seen your team progress since the beginning of the season?
There's just so much growth, so much improvement, and we need to do that every day. You know, we got to take a little bit from this game. We got to take a little bit from Thursday's game, and take that to next Thursday. Take that to Monday's practice. That's really hard to do. You know, on a daily basis, trying to think to yourself, I want to be better than I was yesterday. But if you do that, you get to a place in February and March, and you're playing your best basketball then, and that's what we want at the end of the day.
Gabe?
The first game when you guys got back into the conference from the non-conference season, I talked to you guys about like getting the energy, sort of taking that non-conference like we were asking earlier. How does it feel halfway into it? I mean, the energy on the court was crazy. You guys kept it up the whole game. Keeping that going this far in still.
Yeah, it's just consistency. It's about being consistent. It's about showing up every day and saying to yourself, like, we gotta bottle up whatever we had today. And we gotta bring that every day. Like she said, it's so fun. It's so fun, it's so energized. And it's a different kind of outcome. You know, even if the score doesn't take care of itself, like you knew our energy was different, you knew our vibes were different. You know, so I would just say that word consistency more than anything.
Coach, outlook for next week. You guys are on the road, both games, Tennessee Tech and Morehead State. I know we dropped a contest earlier to Tech earlier this year. What's the outlook looking like for next week?
Yeah, you know, again, we play these games, they're also really close, so gotta watch some more film on them, a little more recent, obviously, and just prep and get prepared. Obviously, we have a Morehead team that we just played, so we'll be pretty familiar with them. But coming into someone else's home gym is hard to come in with that same energy and life, but we gotta be road warriors.
Awesome, thank you.